Hi, I'm here today with Jack Shea, who is a speaker and lecturer and has developed a number of very useful uh, real estate tools that I use. One of them is the Checkbook Control Trust. And I wanted to sit down, Jack, and talk to you a little bit about the Checkbook Control Trust and why it's superior to the Checkbook Control LLC, which is what a lot of people are using. Let's talk a little bit about why they should be using a Checkbook Control Trust.
Well, the LLC is popular. It's all over the internet. Uh, we started the trust, putting it together in '03, so it's been around a long time. Thousands of people coast to coast are using it. I think it's got several main advantages and some minor, but it's basically off the public record. LLCs are on the public record.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a matter of who formed it, and it's a creature of the state wherever you create it. The LLC in various states has, almost all states, has an annual fee. California's at $800, Florida is $160, but there's an annual fee. Then there's annual reports to do, and yearly. Then there's a registered agent with the LLC, so they can be served. And it's none of those are true with the trust. It's private. There's no record of it. It's perfectly legal. It's usable in all 50 states. It's a hybrid trust, Charles, that there's a lot of people deal with notes. I deal with notes and real estate and personal property, meaning mobile homes, possibly vehicles. And the checkbook trust is a hybrid, can hold both real estate and personal property. So people, even with note buyers, they may have a note that defaults and they get a piece of real estate. So some people have some kind of personal property trust. So I think the hybrid trust is required to be able to hold all kinds of investment property. So that is, and plus it's very inexpensive. Trusts cost thousands, I see various prices. The trust is a few $100s, and it can be set up for less than $1,000, all done for you, and there's no more fees after that. I have several friends and clients that have switched out of an LLC into a trust for the privacy and the cost.
So if I want to manage my own money in my IRA, I can use a checkbook trust. It's less expensive to set up and to maintain. What do I do then to access my money? How do I set it up so that I can actually make deals?
Well, there's a major difference there, which turns out to be a benefit. In the LLC, the taxpayer signs his own checks. The taxpayer is the beneficiary, he's in charge. He wears all the hats. And in the trust, you need an independent, unrelated person to sign your checks. It kind of keeps you people. I know some custodians that won't handle a checkbook LLC any longer. The people tend to get in trouble. They forget who's who. They wear all the hats. There's a recent Ellis decision versus the commissioner, where the fellow was paying himself a salary from his IRA, and he got all confused. He was all the people, and the IRS they disallowed all his transactions, took all the money, a fair amount of money, and got fined in addition. That's much more difficult to happen when you have an independent trustee to get a check, to buy a note, buy a real estate. So it's got a lot of benefits. It's easy, it's flexible to operate.
And how do you choose a trustee? And how do you set up the account so that you have access to the funds?
Well, this trust agreement which we send to people, is filled out by the taxpayer and sent to their custodian for approval. And Advanta, Entrust, Quest, Cama, whoever, there's dozens of trustees, custodians, they approve it, they're the grantor, and your trustee, it's between the custodian and the trustee. You're buried in there as the director. Nothing happens unless you cause it to happen. So you decide to buy a note, you ask your trustee for a check for $20,000, $50,000, or $2,000, and he or she signs the check and you send it. So you don't touch the money, and the proceeds, the beneficiary is your IRA account. So it's a very clean, legally and technically, and it's easy to operate. My trustee is close by. Merle's trustee is a different person, and it's easy for us to get a check signed.
And let's talk about some ways that you can then invest that money. Now you have the opportunity to have checks written more quickly and easily than if you were to get them from the custodian. So what are some...
Yeah, we'll have it. You don't have to suffer the cost or delay of going to the custodian to get a check. If you are out on a Saturday afternoon in somebody's kitchen and you make a deal, you can close it right there. The other person says, well, I'll get back to you. You have to go to the custodian and get a check, and I'll be back by Wednesday or Thursday. The deal might be gone. So you can make deals on Tuesday nights or Saturday afternoons right with your checkbook. And the facility and the speed, the other big benefit is all the rents and note payments go in your corner bank. They don't go to the custodian. And you can get it back on the street. We have that money, the velocity of your money is accelerated, and your earnings are accelerated. And no delay. I haven't ever had a dollar at my custodian. They're right in the corner bank, and several of my friends and Air Force buddies have their money there. I use their money, and I wrap it. I use some friends' money that I pay 8%. These guys are happy. They want to play golf. I loan it at 12%, and I loan $100,000, and I might put $1,000 of my money. So I loan $100 at 12%. I collect $12,000. I pay Dave at $8,000. So I get $4,000 for a $1,000 investment. Wraparounds, I could put $100 and get $4,000. Wraparound mortgages, notes, and the local lender, the payday lender. There's car title loans. I buy realtors commissions. I buy tax returns. There's short turnaround, fairly high yield. People are happy. They need a short-term loan to bridge over a gap. Some guys I know, they're like their town's money guy. People come for money, and so there's all kinds of opportunities with receivables from tradesmen, car notes, mobile home notes. Just in the course in the booklet, I have more than a dozen ways to turbocharge your IRA, and I know people making 50 to 150% on their money. If you're in the real estate business and you pass up options, Charles, and you're a master at options, that's the highest leverage, quickest way to get a large return for a small amount of money, safely, and you've done that.
Well, that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you. It's been so valuable to my investing and helped me so much, and I think every investor should know about it. Use it, put it to work. If you want to leverage your IRA, or you have a large IRA and want to build it, I think I haven't found a better way to do it. So thanks for sitting down with me, and
thank you, and to your success.